to show you guys the Ram 2500 that I just bought. We bought a 2500 Cummins 2001. The truck is absolutely beautiful. Obviously it came silver. It's the Laramie 4x4 diesel, obviously. As the way you see it right now, it's sitting at stock height, although they took off the blocks in the back, so it squatted a little bit, but it's just level, but a reverse leveling kit. And I personally purchased this vehicle just because I wanted something to tow on my trailer, a reliable truck, and I wanted to mess with the diesel and get into the diesel world. And this is where the start of everything is. I want to make a whole build series on the car itself and everything I do to restore the car completely. The car itself has no rust. It's almost at 300,000 miles, but the engine sounds good. Tranny is an NV5600, so it's a 6-speed, one of the best transmission that they've ever made for these trucks, and it runs really good. It's also P-pumped already, so I got it with the P-pump. I wanted a truck that was going to be reliable, but wouldn't be too expensive, and the way that trucks are right now in the market, it's really hard to find a vehicle like that. But luckily I was able to find something, zero rust and really good condition. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it has a lot of little flaws, things that I'll go over now in the video and show you guys what the truck has that's bad on it, but it's not anything that a couple of trips to the junkyard and a couple of weekends can't work out. So let's do a walk around. All right guys, so let's get started on the walk around of the truck. If you can look at the chassis, I mean, you see a little bit of rust here, but it's all surface rust. The chassis itself is in mint condition. Still has a fender line on this side, although it is rubbing due to the oversized tires, but we can replace that. It's not a big deal. If you look at under the vehicle, it's very, very, very clean. Very clean. All the panels are good. Bed's in great condition. No rust. You look at it from back here. There's no rust whatsoever, which is what made this vehicle so attractive to me. Look at the bed. This vehicle's already 21 years old, so imagine. And trucks get put through a lot of abuse. It has a full 3-inch pipe. No mufflers or anything. Sounds pretty good. It could be a little better, but it does sound good. See if you guys can kind of see it there. I'll show you guys the interior now. So it is the Laramie. Door panels are in good condition overall. I mean, a little bit dirty, but nothing a little bit of elbow grease can't fix. Our dash is cracked here, down here. Glove is cracked here, but that happens a lot on these cars. It's very common. Interior isn't too bad. Passenger seat has a couple rips in it. It does have the work truck carpet. Rear panels are in good condition. I have some tools in the back, but the rear seats are immaculate. And yes, the headliner is coming off on it, but we're gonna replace all of that. Door shut fine, both windows go up and down just fine. It's actually missing the fender liner on this side, but that's not too big of a deal. Time to show you guys the driver's side and pop the hood so you guys can see the engine. Got a couple of gauges here. I'll show you guys them in a bit. Driver's side seat is definitely torn and beat, but that's all stuff that we can fix. Those aren't things that really matter to me. I don't really care too much about the appearance. I care more about the mechanical aspect of it. That's what really matters to me. Oops, muscle memory. So here it is, everything and the reason why people buy these trucks so much and why it's worth what it's worth. So we got a 24 valve, 300,000 miles it has already, or just about to be. Stock turbo, P pump, it's turned all the way down. Truck isn't too fast, but it does move pretty good. You can see everything there. So these obviously did come with 24 valves, but they came with a VP44. And the VP44, as good as a pump it is, it can bring a lot of issues and reliability issues just because it's electronic. And a lot of things with the fuel that we use nowadays causes a lot of those issues, or it can bring them up quicker. But with the P pump, everything's mechanical on it, very simple. This pump should last the life of the engine, no problem. Still has the stock air box, which is not bolted in, but not a big deal. Last owner put a really crappy filter on it. We're gonna change that to a Fleet Guard. Does not have ARP studs. Engine is bone stock. Everything else is stock on the car, other than the 3-inch exhaust and the P pump. Now for you guys to hear, turn it on. Gauges will turn on. We have exhaust temperature, boost, and fuel pressure. Turns on perfectly. AC blows but does not blow cold. That's not something I'm worried about. It does have a fast lift pump. Tucked away down there. Zero blow by. Overall, the truck's in good shape. It just needs a lot of little things. It does leak a little bit from the rear main, but that's common in these trucks. A lot of little things are wrong with it. But it's not things that a couple of weekends and a couple trips to the junkyard can't fix. Something else that I like to do to this truck is clean up the wheels. The previous owner left this truck outside, never washed the wheels or anything like that. You can see it has a little bit of rash here. It's not curb rash, but because it's not on the outside. But I guess with the tool or something happened, maybe they fell on their face, I'm not sure. You can see the pitting all over the rim. I mean, this rim has never been taken care of. Tires are in pretty good shape. I like the street tires, I like the way it looks on it. You can see the corrosion. These rims are gonna need a good amount of work. If you guys have any tips or advice that you guys can give me for buffing and polishing the wheels, I would really appreciate it. My goals for this truck are to basically restore it completely. I like the height that it's at. I like to eventually get new shocks, powder coat the springs. I'm probably gonna powder coat the valve cover and little things in the engine bay because it's gonna be my baby. and I just want a beautiful truck, although I'd like to make everything kind of a resto mod. So I don't want to be lifting it up a lot yet, at least. I want to enjoy with the height that it's at, enjoy the gas mileage that it gets and the good drivability that it has before I start jacking it up and whatever. I like how it looks the way it is, but definitely eventually lift the bed off, the cab off, paint the whole chassis again, redo all the shocks, redo everything on it, eventually rebuild the engine, rebuild the transmission, do everything to it so this truck can last me a lifetime, because I don't want to sell it. Redo the interior. I want to redo everything on it, and you guys can see how dirty and ugly it is. A lot of things on it, so you guys will see over the couple months how this truck's going to transform completely. It's also missing the front drive shaft because 2 bolts broke on the yoke, or the threads got stripped, so we're going to change that. You can see the 404 actuator. It's unplugged and the wires are dangling down, which is unfortunate, but it's nothing we can't fix. I'm not too worried about that. These trucks, you can pick them up for anywhere from 6 to 20 grand. Depends on what condition they're in. Depends on if they're 4x4 automatic. Depends on the mileage. Depends on what trim it came. The title. Depends on a lot of things. But some of these trucks you can get them for relatively cheap. They just need a lot of work. This one, I paid a pretty penny for it, but for all the right reasons, and I don't regret it. Another thing, we're actually missing the front sway bar link. The front has the rear, but the front, I'm gonna get a new one at the junkyard. That's what I meant by new. And hopefully you guys can see this whole entire truck transform. I'd love to take it to Daytona Truck Meet and all the cool car meets in Florida. But the body's in really, really good shape. And it has some pretty good poke. The stance the truck has is very nice. Very nice stance. And it drives relatively well. I'll do a video on me driving it around, show you guys how it drives. Please like and subscribe to the video. We're gonna do a whole build series on the truck, so stay tuned. I'd really appreciate it, and you guys are gonna see the way that this truck transformed completely. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for watching.